The rain was falling hard that evening when Nathan opened the door, expecting nothing more than another awkward blind date arranged by his well-meaning sister. But the woman standing on the porch looked nothing like the timid stranger he imagined. She stood tall, confident, dressed in an elegant dark coat, her eyes calm but strangely vulnerable. For a long moment she simply looked at him, as if measuring his heart instead of his face. Then she said something that made Nathan forget the sound of the rain, the cold wind, and even his own name. "I don't have a husband, can I date you?" Nathan blinked in disbelief, certain he had heard wrong. But the woman's eyes held a seriousness that made the moment feel heavier than a casual joke. He had expected small talk, forced smiles, maybe an uncomfortable dinner. Instead, he was standing in his doorway, holding a half-folded towel from cleaning up after his 5-year-old daughter's spilled juice, while a stranger asked the most unexpected question of his life. Before we continue this emotional journey, take a moment to support stories that celebrate kindness and second chances. If you believe the world needs more compassion, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who believes in love after hardship, and subscribe to the channel, Kindness Stories. Your support helps more heartfelt stories reach people who need them. Nathan Carter's life had never been easy. At 34, he carried a quiet exhaustion in his eyes that came from years of raising his daughter alone. His wife had passed away during a sudden illness 3 years earlier, leaving him with a small apartment, a mountain of medical debt, and a little girl named Lily who depended on him for everything. Nathan worked long hours as a maintenance technician at a large corporate office downtown. It wasn't glamorous work, but it kept the lights on and food on the table. Most nights, after putting Lily to bed, Nathan would sit quietly by the window with a cup of cheap coffee, wondering if life would ever feel lighter again. The grief never fully left, but he learned to carry it quietly, the way some people carry old scars. His sister often told him he deserved happiness again. That was why she arranged the blind date. But the woman standing on Nathan's porch that rainy evening didn't look like someone who needed a blind date. Her name was Evelyn Harper. Nathan didn't recognize the name at first, but if he had paid attention to the business news playing on the television screens in his workplace lobby, he might have realized something shocking. Evelyn Harper was the CEO of Harper Technologies, one of the fastest-growing tech companies in the region. Her face had appeared in magazines, interviews, and conferences. Yet now she stood on the porch of a modest apartment building, her expensive heels damp from rainwater. Evelyn's life looked perfect from the outside. She had wealth, power, recognition, and a company valued in the hundreds of millions. But inside, her life had been defined by loneliness. She had spent years building her company from nothing, sacrificing relationships, friendships, and even her own sense of peace. People admired her success, but few truly cared about her as a person. Most only wanted something from her. That night, Evelyn had come to Nathan's home by accident. Her assistant had arranged a blind date through a community event meant to help busy professionals meet people outside their social circles. Evelyn rarely attended such things, but after months of feeling emotionally exhausted and isolated, she decided to try something different. What she didn't expect was to arrive at the door of a man whose life was the complete opposite of her own. Inside Nathan's apartment, toys were scattered across the floor. A small pink backpack hung from a chair. The smell of homemade soup drifted from the kitchen. Everything